I want to get to the origins of my manhood and what it means to be a man, what it means to be powerful, what it means to be superior. Not that I'm better than anyone else, but I want to live this ideal, upright, noble life. Better Man, this is the Better Man channel, where our aim, our mission is to become powerful men, sovereign men, dominant men, to take advantage of what it means to be a man. We live in a culture today where the very value, the very idea, the very word man has been eroded. It's almost been eradicated to now we're just good people. We're not good men. But we all have that inner calling, that innate nature that calls us to be more. You know what? I know it. We know there's more to being just a good person. We're called to be good men, to be great men. And so if we ever want to take the actions that enable us to step out on the course, the path of manhood, we've got to begin to get to the origins of our substance, the origins of who we are. And what better way to start than the words, the very words that describe who we are, the very words that describe life, the very words that describe our philosophy. What ideals do you subscribe to? What philosophies do you subscribe to? And have you ever asked why? Have you ever dissected these and deconstructed the words, the meanings, the values, to begin to explore the origins of why you believe this way? And so we'll use the word love for an example. Where did it come from? What does it mean? And I believe from the very origins of our beginnings, the very tribal mentality, where we grouped together to progress. We grouped together and partnered up so that we could expand and conquer and be more than mediocre. And so the ideal of love came with, you found that attraction to a female partner, and you formed this committed relationship where you were going to reproduce and be committed to each other and trust each other and have this loyalty. And the word love came to define this relationship. Love doesn't mean lust. Love doesn't mean attraction. Those are different words that describe those emotions and those feelings. Love means that you're committed. There's a trusting relationship. You're partnered up with this person that has your back. If we want to become sovereign men, we've got to begin to explore the very words that describe us, the very words that describe our philosophy and where they came from. We use words to define something because it's useful. And so we use the word love because it was useful to us, because it meant something good to us, that we could partner up with someone, we could reproduce, we could be committed in a trusting and loyal relationship. And it had some utility to it. But after a generation and another generation, we lose the scope of what that word means. It was useful, and then it just becomes a habit, and then we forget its origins. And then there becomes some errors to it because everyone gets their dirty hands on it, and they begin to apply it to their life according to the way that they want to define it, what it means to them. For example, after many generations, love in the dirty hands of Hollywood has become this lustful attraction. I'm committed to you no matter what you do or how you treat me cliche. And many other words in our society, including the very word of man and masculinity and dominant and power and strength and superiority and sovereignty, have lost their meaning. We used those words in the beginning to define something that was useful and good to us. And then it became a collective habit. And then we just forgot where it came from, and all these different agendas and different personalities begin to taint the very meaning, the very usefulness, the very good of what these words originally meant. Every word in our vocabulary originated somewhere. It came from something, and we begin to apply that to our life, and it becomes a habit. And then after generation and generation, we forgot where it actually came from, the beginnings of it, the power of it. And it's been dirtied and tainted and spotted with different agendas and different personalities and different groups. And it loses its value. It loses its meaning. And if we want to become the men that we know we're capable of becoming, we've got to begin to explore where our philosophies originated. What's the usefulness of them? What's their utility? How can we apply them to our life? And when we do apply them to our life, what are the implications of that, good and bad? as men that are seeking a powerful, dominant, sovereign life to escape the collective straitjacket of mediocrity, to escape the imprisonment that the collective morals would place on you, where they're turning up to down and down to up. We've got to begin to explore and deconstruct our origins, the words, the philosophies that we prescribe to, that we aspire to transcend and uphold. What's the usefulness of them? Have we forgot their true meaning? And has it just become a habit just because? Or are we truly living out the origins of the words that we prescribe to, the philosophies that we strive to live up to? I've lived my whole life just going with the collective, and I've struggled through self-inflicted wounds of addiction and the consequences thereof. But I choose to overcome that, and I don't want to make excuses, and I don't want to point fingers. I want to get to the origins of my manhood and what it means to be a man, what it means to be powerful, what it means to be superior. Not that I'm better than anyone else, but I want to live this ideal, upright, noble life where, God, at the end of my life, there's no regrets. I lived my best life. I lived a powerful, dominant life according to my creator and life and what it would have me do. And I made my life better and those around me better as well. I love you guys. Choose to explore the origins of the words and philosophies that you choose to live up to. Explore who you are. Find out who you are. Find out the usefulness. Never forget where your origin came from, and that's what society would have you do. Let's forget the past and construct this new. And I'm okay with constructing new things and progressing and expanding. But you can't forget the reason that you're called to expand and to conquer. And you can't neglect the values that uphold what it means to be a man, of the values that uphold a sustainable society. Explore who you are, find out your reason, find your power, find your sovereignty. You guys will hear from me next episode.